There's a cliche floating around these days that it's not the destination, it's the journey. Well, for banjo, it's neither, and I'm going to show you why today on Banjo Quest. Welcome to Banjo Quest episode number 11. Today we are going to be taking a departure from Let Me Fall. We are done with that tune. We are going to start a new tune and a new player. The tune we're going to start is one of my favorites. It's one of the reasons I got into old-time banjo in the first place, and that is Backstep Cindy. We're going to be playing it in the key of D, so that's double C, capoed up 2 frets. And we're going to be using a recording of Tommy Jarrell playing it just on banjo to start. We're going to use some other sources later. You can find the recording on volume 3 of The Legacy of Tommy Jarrell out of County Records, and it's the album's called Come and Go With Me, so check it out. It is an amazing recording. It's an amazing performance. Tommy, of course, is the guiding light of old-time musicians around the world. He is one of my very favorite musicians of all time. He is in the pantheon for me. So I'm really excited to be delving into his style and one of my favorite tunes, Backstep Cindy. Like all of the tunes we learn on Banjo Quest, I'm not going to start by playing the entire tune. I'm going to extract what I perceive as the most difficult aspects of the tune, and I'm going to teach them to you as loopable phrases that you can practice. Then I'll teach you the tune using multiple sources to sort of triangulate our final version. We'll learn how to sing it. We'll learn how to create variations for it. And we will learn a ton about our own playing and playing in the key of D over the course of this next Banjo Quest module. One of my guiding principles for Banjo Quest and in my teaching practice and in my playing in general is that every tune is a teacher. So today I'm going to extract one of the most difficult phrases out of Tommy's version of Backstep Cindy in D, and we're going to learn what makes this phrase tick, why is it so difficult to get right, and how to do it correctly. And hopefully we will bolster our own playing in the process. So the way I'm structuring Banjo Quest is that we are often referring back to some material that I covered in Banjo Blitz, and we're seeing how it plays out on the ground in the context of a tune. So in this case, you're going to want to go back to Banjo Blitz, the episode in which I talk about the round peak bounce, and I'm linking that below. If you need a refresher course on that, that's going to be in G. So we're going to adapt that idea and we're going to play it in the key of D, as Tommy does on his recording. Tablature is available to my patrons over at Patreon. And remember, if you join us at Patreon, you get double the videos. So if you're watching this on YouTube only, you're seeing half of Banjo Quest. The other part of Banjo Quest, the full experience, is available at Patreon in the link below. Come join us. It's really awesome, and it's a special community that has gathered around this project. All right, let's get into the round peak bounce. Nice and slow in D. Here we go, as played by Tommy Jarrell. So I'm going to play it at a variety of tempos. I like to play it a little bit faster so you can see what it looks like as I go faster. My mechanics do change a little bit. The way I play it changes just slightly. So I think it's important for you to see that. Then I'm going to unpack what's going on and why this is such a difficult phrase to play well. And I'm going to explain my bold statement that it's neither the destination or the journey after I play this. All right, let's get this thing cooking. All right, let's go faster. And let's see if I can cook here. Ooh. So what makes this so hard is that we've got stacked pull-offs. Pull-offs are my favorite technique on the 5-string banjo because it takes advantage of what the banjo does well. You're pulling off often to open strings, and the open strings are the strings that sound the best on the banjo. So I'm always trying to reference those open strings whenever possible. Tommy does it too. I got it from him and some others, of course. So he's playing the melody, but he's referencing that open string, and he's bouncing with a pull-off on his 3rd string. I am using my 1st finger. We are choked up 1 fret, so we're still in 1st position, but I've just moved the whole fretting apparatus up 1/2 step because we don't play a lot of 1st fret notes in the key of D very often. So I'm moving up everything, and I'm doing all of this work with my index finger. So what makes this tick? Why is this so difficult? Playing back-to-back pull-offs, especially at speed, seems easy on its face, but if you really drill into the details and use your deep listening skills, you're going to notice that an 8-note pattern is very hard to keep consistent when you're playing fast with this bouncing pull-off motion. One of the things that I like to focus on and have my students focus on is not the destination note, and it's not the journey, it's not where I'm landing, and it's not the technique itself. It's my origin note, and making sure that my origin is getting its full 8-note value. I'm not moving my finger until I hear that my 8th note, that origin 8th note, is getting its full value in time. Only then do I make a quick, decisive motion towards my outer string, towards the 2nd string on my pull-off. It's quick, it's decisive, and I am not, under any circumstance, dragging that string with me and having it go sharp in the meantime. If you hear your pull-offs going sharp, that means you're initiating the pull too soon. Some players like to initiate that to get that bendy, bluesy sound. That's a totally different topic. We'll cover that later. I don't do a lot of that because I play fretless, so I get a lot of my bluesy sound from when I'm playing my fretless banjo. When I'm on my fretted banjo, I'm sort of in more pretty mode and trying to get the banjo to speak in a different way. But I am making sure that I'm not dragging that string sharp with my pull-off by initiating the pull too soon. Quick, decisive motion. I'm also following through. Remember, way back in Banjo Blitz, we talked about the importance of follow-through, especially with the right hand. The nice thing about banjo is that the truths for the right hand are almost always true for the fretting hand, meaning that I'm following through on my strikes with my striking hand to get big, full, rich tone. I'm also following through on a different axis with my pull-offs, and I'm dead ending, in this case, into the 2nd string to get a really rich, big sounding pull-off. If you were to close your eyes, I would like the listener to not know what technique I'm employing at a given moment. That's how consistent I'm trying to make my sound in this case. So try this, practice it. You're going to want to loop it at slow tempos. When you're listening to your own playing, I want you to focus on making sure that that 8-note pattern is really clear and precise. And I also want you to think about not initiating your pull-offs too soon. Initiate them right at the right time, snap and follow through, and make a big pull-off sound even at speed. Don't forget your 5th string. That is also critical to the pattern. Make sure it's ringing, it's loud, it's proud, and it's present in the 8-note pattern. All right, we're going to be doing more this week to prep you for Backstep Cindy on Patreon, so jump over there if you haven't already. And we're going to talk about this entire tune and unpack it from the ground up on the next several episodes of Banjo Quest. I hope you stick with me, and I will see you next week, next Friday on Banjo Quest.